All right, welcome everyone. Today we're going on a quest to tackle something that I know can feel super daunting, academic writing. We're going to break it all down and turn that challenge into a clear, totally manageable journey.
You know the feeling, right? That blinking cursor on a blank page. It feels like it's mocking you. The deadline is getting closer and closer, and the idea of writing a whole academic paper just seems impossible. That feeling of writer's block is real, and it is seriously intimidating. But what if I told you there's a much better way to approach it?
But here's the thing, and I really want you to hear this. Getting good at this stuff isn't about being smarter than the next person. Not at all. It's a skill. It's a process. And once you have the map, the whole adventure starts to make sense.
So, first things first. To conquer this challenge, we have to actually understand what it is we're up against. What even is academic writing when you get right down to it?
So that sounds kind of formal, right? But here's what it really boils down to. Think of academic writing as a special kind of conversation. It's got its own set of rules, its own language, sure. But at its heart, it's how smart people share ideas, build arguments, and push knowledge forward in a credible way.
Okay, so if academic writing is a conversation, then different papers are like different kinds of, well, quests. You've got to choose your adventure, because not all writing tasks are created equal.
And this little chart here breaks it down perfectly. What's your goal? Are you trying to build a killer argument? Well, that's an essay quest. Are you digging deep to answer a specific question using a bunch of sources? Boom, that's a research paper quest. The goal, your quest, totally dictates the structure you're going to follow.
All right, you ready for this? This right here is the game changer. This is the map I was talking about. A simple 3-stage master plan that works for pretty much any writing quest you'll ever go on.
And this is where things get kind of counterintuitive. Our brains are screaming at us, just start writing, get some words on the page. But trust me, the pros know better. The real secret is that the more time you invest in planning before you draft, the faster and smoother the actual writing process will be. It's the ultimate go slow to go fast move.
So, what are these magical 3 stages? It's super straightforward. First, you've got pre-writing. That's your idea gathering and research phase. Then you move to planning the structure. That's where you build your blueprint. And only then, when that foundation is solid, do you get to the final part, the actual drafting and reviewing.
Let's dig into that first step, pre-writing. Before you even think about writing a full sentence, you have to nail these things down. What's your main point, your thesis? Who are you actually talking to? And most importantly, what evidence do you have to back it all up? Getting this right from the jump is absolutely crucial. And this brings me to your absolute best friend in this whole process, the outline. I know, outlines can feel like a chore, but seriously, think of it like a blueprint for a house. You wouldn't just start nailing boards together, right? An outline lets you see if your argument has any holes in it before you waste hours writing your way into a corner.
Okay, so we've got the macro level view, the big master plan. Now, let's zoom in. Let's talk about the bricks and mortar of your paper, the paragraphs. How do you build them so they're strong and convincing?
To build these bulletproof paragraphs, you just need one secret weapon. It's a super simple acronym, easy to remember, and it is a total game changer. It's called PEEL.
Okay, so P is for point. Simple. Each paragraph needs to start with one clear topic sentence. No more, no less. This sentence tells your reader, hey, this is the one thing I'm going to prove to you in this paragraph. It's like a mini thesis.
Next up, the first E stands for evidence. Look, a point without evidence is just an opinion, right? This is where you bring in the goods, a quote, a statistic, a key fact from your research to back yourself up and show you've done your homework.
Now this next E is for explain, and honestly this is the step where so many people drop the ball. You can't just throw a quote out there and expect it to do the work for you. You have to connect the dots for your reader. Explain how that evidence proves your point.
And finally, we have L for link. This is the ribbon that ties it all together. The very last sentence of your paragraph needs to do one of two things. Either link this idea all the way back to your main thesis, or smoothly hand things off to the next paragraph. It's what makes your writing flow, instead of just feeling like a list of facts.
Okay, we've talked strategy, we've talked tactics. But you know, every great quest has a code of conduct, a set of rules you just don't break. And for us writers, that's the code of academic integrity.
So, remember all that evidence we've been talking about? Well, it is literally the foundation of everything. In academic writing, we are standing on the shoulders of giants, building our arguments on the ideas and the research that came before us. And that comes with a big responsibility.
And that brings us to a really serious topic, plagiarism. Simply put, it's using someone else's work without giving them credit. And in the academic and professional world, well, it's a huge deal. It breaks the fundamental trust that the whole system is built on.
And you gotta know, it's not always as obvious as just copy-pasting a whole chunk of text. Of course, that's verbatim plagiarism. But there's also mosaic plagiarism. That's where you just swap out a few words here and there but keep the same basic sentence. And then there's even self-plagiarism, which a lot of people don't even know about. So, how do you avoid this trap? It's actually pretty straightforward. You cite everything you use. If you're not quoting directly, make sure you really paraphrase in your own words and sentence structure. If you do quote directly, you've got to use quotation marks. And here's the golden rule. When in doubt, just cite it. Seriously, it's always better to oversight than undercite.
And here's a better way to think about it. Citing isn't just some annoying rule you have to follow. It's how you show the reader your work. It's how you say, hey, look at this cool conversation I'm a part of, and here are the people I'm talking with. It actually makes your argument stronger. So there you have it. You've got the map, you've got the tools, you even have the code of conduct. The quest is yours for the taking. The blank page isn't so scary anymore, is it? Your argument is just waiting for you to make it. So my only question for you is, what are you going to write?